Leadership Empowerment session this morning, and today I'm starting a new series on one of Dr. John Maxwell's most powerful teachings on the laws of leadership. Yes, I know many of us have read the book on the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership, but this series I will include some extra laws that are not recorded in the book. I've been involved in leadership training and development since 2002, and up to date we have trained more than 27,000 first tier leaders across 5 continents and 22 countries. And leadership empowerment is really my passion. It is things that I'm really excited about. I've been involved even when I was in the secular world in leadership empowerment, but since I've been when I connected with Dr. John C. Maxwell and his training, I've really enjoyed it very much. I've been privileged enough to be part of his leadership impartation sessions in Florida. I am really excited this morning to start this whole series, and this whole series will help you to train your own leaders in your business, your organization, and your churches, because you have now access to these videos. You can use them, you can get the people together, play these videos, and help them in their transition to become more effective leaders in their own right. But as a leadership dynamic specialist, I'm also available to do face-to-face training at your organization, tailor-made the programs. I've got numerous training materials available. As I've said, since 2002, there's 21 years of leadership training. A lot of Dr. John Maxwell's material, my own material, and various other people's material as well. I've also written numerous books. My latest book will be released within the next week or two on derailed leadership because of COVID-19, the collision course on leadership and what COVID-19 brought to the surface, the good and the bad. Don't miss that book. It's available directly from me. You can send me a personalized message, direct message me or contact me. Go to my Facebook page. My contact details are on all of my page. If you want to get your hands on this book, get hold of it, phone me, email me, WhatsApp me, whatever you want to do, but get hold of me in order for this material, this book to be sent to you. I want to start this morning on a series for the next few weeks on numerous laws of Dr. John Maxwell. When you study the laws of leadership, there are 2 facts that we need to keep in mind. Leadership requires the ability to do more than one thing well. Many people can do one thing very well, but as a leader, you need to be able to do more than one thing well, and no leader does all the laws of leadership well. Remember this. We cannot be a master of all these laws. We need to do what you need to do and do it well, and what you cannot do, employ people, get people involved in your business, in your organization, employ them, and if you're an NPO or a NGO, get volunteers that can help you to staff your weakness. And as you progress in leadership, there are a few questions that we must ask ourselves. Where am I as a leader today? What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? What are my opportunities? What are my threats? And what areas of my leadership have I taken for granted and need to sharpen up? Some of us have natural leadership tendencies, and then we rely on them and we do not develop them effectively. And the other question we must ask ourselves as a leader: what is the one thing that's holding you back from your destiny? We are all called, we are all created for a destiny in leadership on various levels, in various areas. But what is holding you back? Identify that and eliminate that. So then there are a few things that never changes. The number one thing that never changes is change. We will constantly have to change the way we are doing things. And as I've said, COVID-19 has brought that to the surface, that we cannot rely on the status quo forever. The laws of leadership can be taught. We can teach ourselves these laws. And as we go through this whole series on the various laws of leadership, take them down. What have I done? Am I doing this? And if I'm not effective in this, what can I do to sharpen my skills, to hone in on my skills, and to expand on my capacity for leadership development? And the laws can stand alone. So remember this, and the laws can carry consequences with them. So every law that we do have certain consequences. There are benefits for these laws, and each law have a different benefit. So these laws are the foundation of us to become effective leaders. Don't think because you are successful today, you will be successful next year this time. Because times change, people change, circumstances change, and we need to adapt and change and increase our capacities of leadership. And the laws of leadership are not based on the culture or gender or age. I've met young people that are excellent leaders without them even knowing that they are excellent leaders. And all these years, it was always my pleasure and honor to be part of honing the skills of the next generations of leaders. And the laws can stand the test of time. This sounds like some other adult beverage. They can stand the test of time. So these are the things of leadership that we need to understand. And on this leadership journey, the study and the implication of the laws of leadership will require time and tenacity. It won't just happen quickly. It will be developed over a period of time. Nothing happens quickly. And have the tenacity, like a bulldog, to hold on to these capacities and these leadership qualities so that you can develop them. And learning the laws of leadership will require a daily commitment to personal and professional growth. It's something you have to set aside and intentionally work on it and at it. You'll have to develop this. You have to work on it. And it takes time. Approximately 30 months to 3 years to get your leadership skills established, expanded, and transferred to a next generation. Applying these laws will require the willingness to admit your own weaknesses. Yes, we all have weaknesses. We all have blind spots. And we are blind by these blind spots. We cannot see them by themselves, so we must allow other people to speak into our lives, to bring and to identify these blind spots in our lives and bring it under our attention, and then embrace change. As you see your weakness, decide I'm going to change. I'm going to work at it. I will not allow it to remain a weakness in my life forever. And the laws will teach every key area of a leader's life. So it will touch every area of your life. It will shape you in 3 areas. Your spiritual formation, who am I as a person? Your skills formation, what are my skills? And the third aspect it will touch is your strategic formation. What can I do? And how can I do this to make a difference in my life? So every healthy leader must be strong in the following arenas or areas of your life. In integrity, I think this is one of the most profound areas and the most important areas in our life is integrity. Let my yes be my yes and my no be my no. Never promise something, act upon it. Let people know if you say something, you will produce it. The second area is courage. It takes courage to be a leader. You need to be courageous in tough times and good times. It's easy to lead in good times, but it's tough to lead in difficult, chaotic times. In times of economic crisis, in times of social disturbance, in times of a pandemic that we have just been through a few years ago. You need to be courageous. Be committed to the process. Set your goals, set your journey, plot your course, and stick to it. And take people with you. Be committed to destiny. Be committed to other people. Be committed to them, to help them to reach their destinies as well. And number 4, ethics and strong values. Decide beforehand, before you reach and famous, I will not sell my integrity. I will not compromise on my word. My yes will be my yes. My ethics will be strong. I will not be bribed. My values are strong. My yes will set the pace and the love of others. You cannot be a leader if you hate people. You cannot be a leader if you don't trust people. You have to love them with their weaknesses, because we are loved even with our weaknesses. Why can't we give other people then the same benefit to help them as well? Don't look for perfect people, because none of us are perfect, not even you. And the last thing that we need to know that leadership will touch on is a passion to make a difference. So make a decision. I want to make a difference wherever I am. Whatever I do, I will bring in transformation. I will work on these areas of impact. I will transform them and reform people's mindsets, reform their skills capacity and their grace configuration, who they are naturally. So here are practical leadership skills. I would just want to mention a few. Today I will touch on, this is basically introduction on what I want to do the next few weeks. So see this morning as an introduction to a new lifestyle. Work on your communication skills. Personally, I'm supposed to be an introvert, but the moment I found my niche, the moment I found my calling, that what I'm passionate about, suddenly I can communicate. Why? Because it's burning in my heart. And I've empowered myself with information. Because I've empowered myself with information, I've got something to give, and I believe that I've got something to give. So then you speak from the belief, you will speak from knowledge, you will speak from experience, and you will speak from acknowledging that I have a message. Work on your relational skills. A leader always stands in relationship with other people. So work on your skills. Don't isolate yourself. Bring people into your inner circle. Enlarge your sphere of influence. And to do this, it's the third skill you must work on, your listening skills. We will know more about people by listening to them, what they are saying, what they are not saying. Because what they are saying and not saying is a reflection of where they are. What they know and what they don't know. What they're fearful about and what they're hopeful about. So listen. Walk slowly. If you walk through your department, you're listening to them at tea times, at lunch times. Make time to sit with them on an interpersonal capacity, on that level, outside of the arena, outside of the definition of work. Listen to them socially and develop an attitude of a tenacious leader. I will not give up. I will make it. I will run with fire. I will not be scared. And the fifth skill that we need to develop, and I believe that this encapsulates all the previous four, and that is self-discipline. Never to quit. Decide that you will make it, that you shall go with this, and you'll run with this. The sixth skill we need to work on is your motivational skills. Motivating yourself, motivating others, and by taking them along with you. Work on your conflict resolution skills. As a leader, we will face many situations that is in a conflict, or there is conflict between people, or there's a conflict of interest. Whatever conflict there is, learn the skills. And I have a course available on conflict resolution if you are interested in this. Your skill in casting a vision. It's a skill. It's connected with listening. It's connected with communication. It's about your own abilities, what you have. Because if you know where you're going, you will be able to cast that vision. Problem-solving skills. I don't have to say anything about that anymore or extra, because we all know what it all entails. And the last aspect is equipping skills. Keep on keeping on. Keep on empowering yourself. Keep on developing yourself. You might be on the cutting edge today, but you might become blunt as a leader tomorrow if you don't stay up with the change in the environment, the change in your community, the change in the needs of people, the change that is your company going through. Stay on the cutting edge. And now I want to step over to another aspect. It's actually an extension of the skills, or the hallmarks of strategic formation in every leader's life. The first hallmark, the first character trait that you must have as a leader: be committed to the vision. Don't allow every wind of change to change your vision. Your methodology might change, your training strategies might change, but your vision remain your vision. Never make the second best thing, the minor thing. Don't major in the minors. Stick to the major things. Stick to what you've been, what you believe in. Be committed in your personal growth every day. What are you doing every day to improve your skills? When you wake up tomorrow, this morning, decide, this is one area I'm going to work at and work at it. A friend of mine, we were talking about vision, about skills, and he said every year he decides to learn a new skill. So we allocate a full year to learn a new skill. Can you imagine if you commit yourself to one skill that you do not have today? Next year this time you would have mastered that skill. And that challenged me. That forced me to work on my weaknesses. It forced me to enlarge my capacity in my skills formation. Focus on your purpose. Play at your strengths. As I said, if you cannot do something and you've tried and you cannot make that part of your skills formation, employ somebody to help you. Mentor leaders. This is challenging because leaders do not always just follow. They want to know why. Isn't there a better way? A leader will always challenge the status quo. And as you are getting to that place of challenge, mentor them. Because once you have mentored and raised a leader to a high level, you don't have to stand next to him, looking over his or her shoulder to make sure they're working, because their motivation comes from inside. A follower's motivation comes from outside, and you'll have to keep on motivating them. You'll have to keep on throwing out bait to draw them and to get action. But a leader do it automatically. Think strategically. Don't just think the now, think the tomorrow. Think about how. What can be done? How can it be done? Who can I employ? That is a good leader. They are constantly busy doing the strategic planning thing. And build your team. Build an effective team. Not a team where everybody thinks like you are thinking. Don't build a team where everybody can do what you are doing. Build a team consisting of people that can implement. Build a team that can execute. Build a team with somebody that can run with this. Build a team who can do what you cannot do. And if you go back to the biblical principle, this is the Jethro principle. Do only what others can't do. And then bring in other people to do what you cannot do. And bring in people that can do what you can do, so you can take hold of the things that others cannot do. So build a team. Empower them. Give them tools in their hands. And by doing this, we are creating a legacy beyond this generation. So that our name and what we have done will outlive us. Now you have become significant. And this is just an introduction to what I want to say right now. And this is the first law I want to discuss. And we all know this law very, very well. But I want you to listen. Not to say I know this, but I didn't know this. What is there I can learn from this law? And this law is the law of the lid. What is the principle to lift the lid of your leadership? Your leadership lid will determine the size of your organization. If leaders are graded from 1 to 10, 1 is poor, 10 is excellent. If you are a number 5 grade leader, that will be the lid of your organization. You will never have people that will outrise you beyond your lid. So if you want your organization to grow exponentially, we need to grow. And this links again with what I've said just now on the introduction. We must be committed to growth, personal growth, leadership growth, so that we can enlarge the capacity of organization, lift the lid of your own inabilities. Your leadership lid will determine the quality of your organization. Our organization is therefore a reflection of our lid. And your ability can be lifted. We can improve on our abilities. We can come to the place, say, wow, I've learned this, I'm now implementing this, and others will follow you. And if you increase your leadership lid, you will attract other effective leaders to your organizations because of the size of your lid. If your lid is very high, you are attracting people who want to be part of this dynamic organization. So if you want to grow exponentially in your organization, in your company, in your department, raise your lid. If you are a lid this high, your leaders will be that small. In order to grow your organization or your ministry, you must first grow your own leadership abilities. And here are a few lids that are affecting our organization negatively. Our own insecurity. Many people do not want to grow other people because they feel insecure by the upcoming of a next generation. They feel they will become insignificant. But what they are forgetting, if you raise your lid, it means whatever is below you will lift you. Don't be insecure. A strong leader understands submission. An effective leader understands obedience. They will submit under you as long as you raise your lid. Disobedience. You know you need to change, but you don't change. You know you need to grow, but you don't grow. You know you need to enlarge the capacity of the organization, and you don't do it. That's disobedience. The Bible tells us disobedience is rebellion, and rebellion is the sin of divination, it's witchcraft. Don't become a witch doctor. Become obedient to destiny. Become obedient to the process. Become obedient to the implementation of the principles in other people's lives. The third one is denial. Oh, we can make excuses. We can blame others. We can tell others, you are the fault. You are the reason. But remember, the buck stops at the corner office. Doesn't matter what people are doing. Even if they've made a mistake, the buck stops at the corner office. They've made mistakes for a few reasons. Because they want to, they are rebellious, or they didn't know how to. If they are rebellious, it means there's not conflict resolution skills are not active in the organization. So the buck stops at the corner office. If they do not know how to do this, so it's the lack of training. The buck stops in the corner office. So let us stop denying our own limitations and embracing what we can do. And then impulsiveness. I've been part of a leadership team where the senior leader, as every now and then, he's got a new vision. He has seen something, now he wants to implement it in the department and becomes impulsive. Don't listen to advice. They don't listen to the voice of the team. They don't trust the voice. And they are quenching the voice in the bud. And they become impulsive. They become deceitful, jealous. Anger built in their lives because the team is rebellious. Meanwhile, I'm living in impulsiveness. I'm deceitful. I'm jealous. I'm insecure. I'm walking in obedience. And that spills over into your team. And that will make you angry. Because it seems that the team is always pulling aside. Meanwhile, we are pulling aside. And then the last one I want to just mention quickly is unforgiveness. If a person has made a mistake, forgive them. Give them another opportunity. Train them, equip them. And slowly but surely, you are giving him back his authority, his ability to work and to make decisions. There are a few lids that we must realize. My family. My family can be a lid. I know we are paid to do a job from 8 to 5 or 9 to 5 or 8 to 4, whatever your working hours are. But a person that is unhappy at home will not be productive in their workplace. So my family can be my lid. My family might prevent me from enlarging my capacity. Any new business, and I've sat down with so many leaders, so many entrepreneurs, and telling them, remember, in your first year or 2 years, you'll have to sacrifice family time to make your organization grow and to be successful. Your leader might be the lid, and that affects my lid. Help him to increase his capacity, to lift his lid, so that you can lift your lid. And if you cannot, find another organization where you can live in a bigger pot with a lid that is higher than the previous one. My background can be a lid. I've made mistakes and now I feel inadequate. I feel insecure. I feel I cannot make it. Do not allow your background, your mistakes, to be the author of your tomorrow. My mistakes, my past, is only the librarian. It's only the one that tells me this is where you're coming from. In my present, I've learned from my past, but it's not shaping my future. My present will shape my future. What I do today will be reflecting in my future. Who I am today is also a reflection of my decisions and my lids of yesterday. And then my inexperience can be a major lid. My personal lid that I have is technology. So what do? I employ people. I get people part of my team that can work the social media, that can do the TikTok videos, that can do my YouTube channel. Get people involved. Somewhere there are people who wants to do these things and waiting for an opportunity. Create opportunities for other people to come in, and by creating opportunities for other people to come in, they help you to raise your own lid. And now I started my own publishing house in 2020, just me, myself and I. Today I have 3 people that do linguistic editing, 2 graphic designers, I have 2 translators. Suddenly there's a bigger call, and the moment there's a bigger call, I can take in more work, because I can now distribute the work to other people. But it takes chance, it takes hard work. We have to change, we have to trust people. I've got a linguistic editor overseas. So it doesn't matter where they are. We are living in a technological era where we are living in a global city. We don't have to be in the same office. COVID-19 taught us that. So lift your lid. Lift your own lid first. I had to overcome my limitations when I started the publishing house. It all started by a challenge one of my colleagues challenged me with. He asked me, where are your books? I said, no, I don't have any books. He says, why not? Aren't your teachings good enough? And he started to challenge me. In 2020, I wrote my first book. I've just finished my 15th one. I co-author with other people. Now suddenly, I have more experience than just leadership, or leadership in general. I have now co-authored 2 books on leadership within the educational field. He is a retired principal. I have certain leadership skills, and leadership skills are universal. It's just how you apply it within your field. Lift the lid of others close to you. Let them believe in themselves. And as they believe in themselves, they will grow. Lift others with their words. With your words, with their words. Hear what they are saying. Use that to raise up themselves through their actions. And remember, we can never go up without giving up. We have to sacrifice something before we can continue. And I want to close with the next few statements. Every person has the potential to become a leader. Some are slow, some are very slow, but everybody is a leader. Leadership is not title or position based. Leadership is about influence. So treat every person as a leader. Find this sphere of influence, develop that, and raise their capacity. Raise their own lids. Some lids can be lifted by the leader, and others must be lifted by themselves. So for me as a leader, I can help them to raise their lid through training, through exposure, through equipping, through believing in them. By this, I'm raising their lid and they can stand up. But they can only raise their lid if they believe, if they embrace, if they take that information and make it part of their lives. and then they shall grow. And in your capacity, in their own capacity, personal capacity, in the departmental capacity, in the organization, and eventually in their family, which will spill over to the community. So the law of the lid is more than just for the business. It's for the holistic approach of man. Thank you for joining me this morning on our leadership empowerment sessions. Join me next time as we discuss more laws of leadership. Thank you. God bless you.